The whole interview in Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, I'll be back next year with the full band. Now, do it to me.
If you wanna play,
Welcome to the Moho Session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.
Hey, do it. Yeah.
fake idiot cowboy.
Talent's right there.
Come on, I could do the interview in Arnold.
Just fine, he might be recording.
I could do the whole interview in Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, I'll be back next year with the full band. Now, do it to me.
Get in the chopper.
Get in the chopper,
we
come
can start
on.
with that. We can start now.
Is he finished?
Well, no, Lizzie Mike's good enough.
No, it just is. Will the sound carry?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Where do you want me? Is that yours? Is that yours, Steve?
That's mine.
It's my happy juice.
Is that yours as well?
Did you have one?
No. Sit down. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
I missed that Jeremy McCone doesn't finish. Oh shit.
It's not just rolling. He's not going to edit that. I'm sorry.
Rolling, rolling, rolling,
We are Moho Sessions number, don't know, can't remember, lost track. We are here again propping up the bar. Well, I'm here propping up the bar. The last time was with Casey Johns. This time, two fabulous musicians. Duo. You two. Gasoline and matches. Electrifying performers. Music promoters. Just bagged that in their mouth. Badass people. Right
Thank
here.
you. I'll take that.
So are you?
What music promoter?
Badass.
I've heard you sing
Have you? Where did you sing?
on the interweb.
On the interweb.
Yeah, in London, live in the living room.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I remember I did that.
And I listened to your single as well. Beautiful.
Thank you
There you go.
very much. PR right there. Best PR. This is Gasoline and Matches. Fab. What can like that? I don't know where to start really because you do so much in the music industry as artists, but not only as artists, you also run Nashville Sounds of the Round, promoting independent artists within the UK of all genres, I would say.
Yeah.
And the country vibe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But there's like folk and there's Americana and there's like it all merges into.
We see, I think when we started Nashville Sounds, it was focusing originally on bringing country artists to Birmingham. But as it's evolved over the years, it's become just a platform like Nashville. It's about the writers. So we don't discriminate. If we know someone who's a great writer, a great performer, we'll have them in the round with us because it's storytelling, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I'd never gone just because you do them in the morning
sorry about that.
Yeah.
and
It's
the
an early
flights
start.
don't get in at time and all that kind of stuff. But then you did one that I could get to, and it was just fabulous. It's a fabulous space for a start. The space you
We're
have.
very, very privileged.
It's so cool.
It started
just-
out pretty humble, smaller, like a bluebird style.
I think it's kitchen garden.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But we just quickly expanded because it was consistently selling out and running out of room. It was kind of like this.
Yeah.
So like
You could
Or
only
sardines.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could only have five. I think it was five, maybe 6 people in that space
Yeah.
in total. Like you could not fit more than that. So Steve and I take 2 of those seats. So we were sort of always limited. And if we had an artist that didn't accompany themselves, that was a problem because we always had 3 artists on. So from day one, it was always a little bit tight in there. But I wouldn't say we'd never go back there because it was like kitchen garden. If you haven't been, it's a really
it's a really
lovely,
intimate vibe,
special
really
place.
intimate.
So we loved it there, but when we got the opportunity to partner with V Music at the Birmingham Symphony Hall, we could not say no to that. So
But it is, it's like just it creates silence and it creates that space where you don't go there for a drink and to chat with your mates. That's not what you don't
Yeah.
go there for that.
it's a listening crowd
Yeah,
very much.
you
Yeah.
go there to sit and you're listening to
Yeah.
the music and like the time I was there it was Kenny Foster. Remind me of that.
Did you come to the one in March? Or
When
did you
Kenny
come?
Foster, Simeon Hammond Dallas, Outpost
Yeah.
Drive, and yourself.
Yeah, and we also have Katie Rigby.
That's right. I knew there was somebody on
Yeah.
this.
Kenny's been with us a few times. That's why I was like, was it the March one? Because he's been a few times over the years.
Katie and stuff,
Yeah, so that was fucking
And Kenny's just, he had me right in the feels.
yeah.
Like completely, I was like fucking crying every 5 seconds. He was
He's
like,
an incredible
Yeah.
writer.
Great writer, yeah.
Yeah.
Great
in terms
person.
of like, we don't talk about what country means, but in terms of like heartfelt storytelling, that vibe and getting right in there, he has it in barrels, and it's just.
Yeah.
I trust Kenny so much. You know, he always sort of comes to visit the UK a lot, and he always kind of throws recommendations our way. And about 2.5 years ago, he said, "Steve, I've got a guy for you, Stephen Wilson Jr." And Stephen Wilson only had 2 songs on Spotify, and I fell in love with those. Started talking, conversing on Instagram and stuff, and now look at Stephen Wilson Jr. He's like globally like killing it.
But Kenny was writing
Kenny
with
was,
him, wasn't
Kenny
he?
was
So
writing
it
with
was
him,
like,
yeah. So he's just got a knack for great songs and great writers and great music, and
Yeah.
It's just like, I think Katie sang like a fun song, and Echo Strive with our harmonies, even though they were saying, well, I don't know how you can follow that, but like,
Yeah. Everyone stands
yeah,
like
everyone
strong in
stood
what they
out
do.
in
Yeah.
their own way, and I thought that was what, like, because Simeon like brought the kind of Americana vibe to it,
Yeah.
and the kind of gospel soul kind
We
of
met
stuff.
Simeon. We met her actually at C2C when we played last year, and she was on 2 of the stages we were on. Either I think before us on one of them and after us on one of them. So we'd seen her there.
Right.
She blew us away, and then we saw her doing the Colour Me Country on the main stage at the Long Road Festival, and she's on the festival again this year, I believe, isn't she? Or was that the one that's just gone? My brain goes to mush with that many festivals. I'm pretty sure she's wicked. Like, I think we love that we get to welcome artists that are at different stages in their careers to our humble little room in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And we've had, I mean, you know, Kezia Gill, when we had her originally at the Kitchen Garden, I think she debuted that night Local Manstar.
Wow,
And-
debuted that.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was that was one of my favourite rounds we did back at Kitchen Garden when we had it was Kezia, Simon James and Katie Hurt, and it was a really funny thing because Kez was tuning into like she was playing her song 30s, and Katie was like 21, and I think Simon and Steve were like probably old enough to be Katie's dad, and it was just such a raid, but it became just such a running joke of the night. But no, it's really special to see artists that have gone on
I
to
mean, look
such
at-
bigger things.
look at Remember Monday.
Remember Monday as well. Yeah, we've had them on our round.
Houston Go.
What the
Eurovision.
hell just happened?
What the hell just happened? Bloody love that for those girls.
Yeah, amazing.
Really talented women. So
They joined us early on, didn't they?
yeah. So
But it's just like you've seen so many artists and you give them a space. Being artists yourself, and I would come to you as artists now, not as promoters. And you as artists, where or when did you two discover that you had this special, like this musical chemistry between the two of you? Because you have serious chemistry.
Well,
It's songwriting and also playing.
we met a long time ago. Steve and I met in a music shop. So I was looking for a guitar, and he was
Nice to meet him.
he was working. He worked in the store, and I was looking actually for a Gibson at the time, and I was in the showroom. And when you as a female, when you walk into a music shop, you usually just get hounded by everyone. Like all the guys will come over to you. And so I was talking to one of his colleagues, and we got talking just about music taste. And I mentioned my favourite all-time artist, a guy called Butch Walker. Wouldn't be an interview, by the way, if I didn't mention his name. I'm on commission for that.
Hashtag.
So, but I mentioned his name, and not loads of people, especially back then, in 2010 maybe, not everyone knew his name. And Steve's ears sort of pricked up, and he heard me say that and came over because he'd seen Butch play, I think a few weeks before. He'd
Yeah.
seen him when he was over
In Manchester,
In
actually.
Manchester. So we connected on mutual love for certain artists and songs. And I mean, even growing up, I've always listened to a lot of American music, but even bands like Goo Goo Dolls and, you know,
Yeah.
Train, and so many artists that we just connect on, we both loved.
Train.
And I was running an open mic back then, so Steve started coming along, and we got up and played a few songs, and
We did some Goo Goo Dolls covers.
yeah.
Stuff.
And then I was moving to the States, and Steve was like, we've got to record something before you go away. So I taught him a few of my songs, and we sat down and played through them in the morning, went and recorded them, and then we played a gig that evening. And it was a really special moment, and that's when we kind of knew that it worked. But then I buggered off to America for 12 months. And when I came back, we were both in sort of different worlds, and it took us a few years to kind of reconnect, because I then was back in the States again after that. So it wasn't until about 2015 that we formed Gasoline and Matches.
Our first proper gig was in Georgia, in America.
But don't say that. No, we were going to my friend's wedding. Basically, I was going to go to the wedding and sing a song for her at the wedding, and I felt really like daunted about doing that. So Steve had just split up with his then girlfriend, and I was like, "Would you want to come to America? Come do a road trip. We'll go to Nashville. We'll go to Memphis." And it was on that road trip we came up with the band name, because I'd bought a load of CDs from a Walmart, and I'd got loads of the Nashville soundtracks from the show. And one of the songs on that was a cover of Gasoline and Matches, and it came up on the screen, and Steve's like, "That'd be a good band name," and it just kind of stuck. And we're always in the car, we're always on road trips, so it feels like the gasoline, the driving, like it really.
We went to Graceland, we went to Memphis, we went to Nashville.
It was a very musical
It
trip.
just, the radio was on, the songs were on, that title came up, I was like, that's cool. We started thinking about the concept of actually really trying to do something when we got back to the UK. And it just kind of spawned from there, really. It worked.
And the name fits.
Yeah.
Because like you create gasoline and matches when you're on stage.
Yeah,
like
and we burn a lot of buildings down as well, so.
I was just about to say that.
I like to think that when we perform, there's an energy.
There is.
There's
And
a fire.
It's just
that energy
totally.
can be eventually a spark and an ignition, and you know, Sally's the driving force, the business mind, the gasoline, the gas.
And you're the matches.
And I bring a bit of the fire, when we play. Somebody said to me last night about performing with Hayley, like, you really made that stage come alive because you were running around, and that's the guitar players that I grew up on.
You love it though, like when
I
you're
love it.
playing, you love it.
Yeah.
Pauses for a photo.
Yeah.
Like you'll jump up, but you're not like, I'm showing off the audience. You're like, this is fun.
Music is king, or queen, however you want
But
to put it.
it's filling the space though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
I think when you're on a big stage, you should use it, like.
Yeah. But even as well, like even acoustically, you bring chemistry. Just the two
Yeah, I
of
just
you.
want to get up out of the chair.
Yeah.
Like,
Then when you bring the band
I wanted
on,
to get up
then
as well.
that adds another layer of like.
yeah.
We,
that's it.
I think
And
we,
the sax, of course, can't not mention the sax. DC,
Yeah.
can't we?
we love when we get to play as a full band, because I think one of the things that I'm so aware of is, it's even when we get booked for festivals and things, people often see duos as dual vocals, and that's what they do, they're songwriters. But so much of our music has always been the connection of the guitar, the music, and the vocals. So I do write a lot of the lyrics to our songs. Steve does write lyrics as well, but I write a lot of the stories, and it's Steve's guitaring that is such a big part of what we do. So it's such a shame for us when we can't always bring a band, because that's when it allows Steve to like really do what he does best. So.
And I try and interweave classic country focused guitar stuff with modern sounding country records, really. So like even something like, for example, as a kid, my father and my grandfather, they both had the records to the Clint Eastwood movie, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. And like it was on a Sunday before we had a roast. And like just that Ennio Morricone sound.
Yeah.
And then I heard that sound in early Chris Stapleton stuff. So for example, Afraid to Fall, people hear that line, right? That's
With the jazz chord at the end.
but like it's all
Why not?
about finding those original things that made country music what sound country music, and incorporating it in something modern like what we do. So I like to look at it as like, Lady A meets, Waylon Jennings sort of stuff, and early Johnny Cash guitar
It's like you're
lines.
reading my mind. You're kind of answering the next question. Something wrong there? Because like I was thinking like country, gasoline and matches country. infuses a lot of sounds,
Yeah.
soundscapes, and obviously it is a kind of conscious
Yeah.
decision in what you.
We're
consciously
influenced.
want-
There's,
yeah,
there's
want
so
to
many
sound
things
like.
we take influence from, and again, for me, I'm so drawn into charisma of performers. So if you were ever fortunate to see Butch when he plays on stage, I mean, he is a ball of energy. He's incredible. He can just own a room as
Bigger
him.
than Maggie Ball.
Yeah, he'll give her a run for a money.
Definitely. Yeah.
No,
that,
Butch.
that world.
Yeah, but Butch.
Just constantly like.
Like where are they on the stage?
Yeah, but he's incredible. He grabs you. But like when you look at great performers, and I mean, when I think about the artists, even we go to so many concerts, and like some of the best shows I've been to over the past couple of years, like we got to go and see Kiss on their farewell tour.
Wow.
I mean, like what an insane stadium experience that was. But the performance
Just
and
picturing that on Instagram.
possibly, but the theatrics of it, and all of those kind of big rock style performers, we love all of that.
Alice
So-
Cooper.
Yeah, you can
Alice
tell.
Cooper, my
Alice
God,
Cooper,
yeah,
What a show.
yeah.
What a showman.
So
What was
it's the
his birth
showmanship.
name? There was his birth name is something like Vincent.
No, that's it. Yeah, Vince. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what on earth? And because like so, it was a quiz question, and then someone in my work was asking me that, and then I looked it up, and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Like totally no way. So if someone came up to me and I was saying, well, Gasoline the Match, you need to listen to the mate, and then they say, well, what song should I listen to? What song would you say would describe you, Gasoline the Match, is like to a T? Is there a song that you feel
Well,
is authentically you?
I
To
think
see them go?
It's tough, isn't it?
it depends on the mood, the vibe. We've got new music coming, which we've been working on, and we've been teasing that for a while now.
I was wondering.
Yeah, we've
Music from
got. We're
Gasoline
sitting
Match.
on. We're basically sitting on an album right now. But the one track we already included in our live set, but Glory Hunter, which is a song very much about supporting people on the way up, supporting the underdog, being your own biggest cheerleader, and just backing yourself, and just taking the time. Sometimes, things don't happen in 5 minutes. It's sitting back and enjoying the experience. But I think that's a very us kind of energetic song, and that does feature sax on it, which we now have Chris in our band. He didn't start from day one with us, so we've kind of, the sound has evolved a bit, but I think that the new recordings probably better reflect where we are now. But I do think our first single, Fool's Gold, I mean, that's quite a good reflection of who we are and what we are as a band. It packs a punch, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's cute for a song. It was going to be Glory Hunter, but now you've thrown a spanner in the works. And
We
picked
can
Fool's
do-
Gold, so...
Old school.
We can do either or. Do a medley. Not in the same key, so that might be hard. Or are they?
Fool's Gold was
We actually probably could do a medley of that. What are you feeling? Fool's Gold?
I'm feeling medley now you're saying that, but
Take us through the drink.
you've just said medley now, so you know I'm kind of goes with medley.
We'll see if we can get into it.
What do you want to do?
Try that one?
Okay. Cool. Give some room, yeah.
I need to stand out of the way here. I need to stand
Don't
out of
get
the
to
way.
celebrate, don't
You
you?
have to move. You have to give them space, man. You can't. You're about to perform. Oh, showman.
I am a traveler. I'm not the staying kind. I leave my sorrows where they find me. Am I free? Go where they find the side of gold. And fools go blind. I am a lover.
Games you wanna play, way down like coffee or tea. Hey. I don't wanna stay here. You won't let me leave. There's nothing left to say. Keep your change on me. But I don't wanna crazy when you're down on my knees. Games you wanna play, way down like coffee or tea. I don't wanna stay here. You won't let me leave. There's nothing left to say. Keep your chains on me. I don't wanna crazy when you're down on my knees. Games you wanna play, you ain't my like coffee or
See, there's that fire again.
I can't help it.
Oh, see that again?
I can't help it.
Is that a good one? That's a
Is that good?
That was the best attempt at a Scottish accent I've ever heard, and a
Oh,
lot
great.
of people have attempted it with varying degrees of
Oh, you've
success.
always told me it's a bit. Mine's a bit shite.
It's a bit better than. Well, you kind of went to Liverpool there a little bit.
You can go there too.
Hey, come on, love. Calm down, like it ain't like that.
Hey! I love a Scouse accent, I have to say. I love
Said no one.
actually like a Scouse
They,
like,
they almost beat Birmingham as the worst accent.
I mean, we can take the piss, but we are from Birmingham.
We are. We
so
do have the worst.
That's that.
You don't sound like that though.
Well, we try to speak properly.
He's had elocution lessons. That's why.
That was just. See, you bring the fire out, even acoustically without a band. You're still able
And
to.
did you see the smoke on that solo?
I did. I think the camera got a close up as well. And it wasn't the camera that moved.
You can add the smoke in post.
Oh, yeah.
So songwriting, do you find that you're around the house singing together, or like Sally might be singing something, you come and harmonising and
Yeah,
it's all
it's
born?
not always something we do together, believe it or not.
Really?
So like we do get together at the end of it, at the end of the process, but a lot of stuff comes from Sally, just from her sitting there singing, writing, and it's kind of equal for me as well. And then eventually when we meet, our minds meet and the lyrics will change and the music will change, and that's when it becomes a product. So we don't kind of sit there and go, let's do a C there, let's do a G. Sometimes we do, but often the songs are spawned from different experiences that you want to get out of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Patient Wolves, I wanted to get that out of me, and you know, Tequila's a Healer, Sally wanted to get that out.
Yeah.
And we work together in the end product to make it Gasoline and Matches.
You know, so you don't kind of sit down and go, right, we're writing songs.
I mean, we sometimes do that, and we need to do it more probably. But a lot of the time as well, it might be like I've got.
If what you've coming away with, I don't think you
But
can
it might be
change
we've got the start of a song, and then I'm kind of saying to Steve, I'm like, can you play this chord? No, that's the wrong chord. And then I'll sing him something that in my head sounds like the chord I want, but Steve will play a different chord. And I'm like, no, not that chord. So we just work it out. And sometimes you've got a bit of inspiration. You might have heard, there might be another song that you're like, I want it to have a bit of a kind of a guitar riff a bit like that. So yeah, we do bounce off each other, but I think usually the start of the songs form on our own, and then come together.
So, are we getting new music in 2025?
I hope so.
Will there be a tour?
Yeah, so
We were talking to Hayley earlier on, and she let
Yeah.
slip a little.
very prematurely.
She didn't let it slip.
She hasn't got the flight booked yet, but
She
no.
didn't let it slip. She actually said what you were doing, but
Yeah.
it just sounded. Oh,
She
it's
says, I
not
need to
like
put it out there,
this.
so I will do it. That's
We're
what she
there.
said.
We're there. We're there.
we
Get
love.
the ticket now.
No, do you know what's so special as artists, as musicians, as people, is just meeting with people, other like-minded people that you just genuinely connect with, and like we've been fortunate enough that we've had those kind of connections with a few people who are based here in the UK. Like we've played a lot of shows with Katie Hurt. We absolutely adore her. To see her finally putting that album out when we heard some of those tracks a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
So
5
there's,
years.
but we've
A
played.
long time ago.
We've played a lot of shows with Katie. There's certain artists that you just meet over time that you want to play more shows with, and it's been really special for us getting to actually be on stage with Hayley as well. So yeah, we hope that can happen. We just need to align diaries and see how things fit. But we're all about connecting people. You know, we're happy to put her in touch with the right people that might help her coming back over here. You know, try and line up more shows for her, and you know,
Talk to the right venues.
yeah, we're happy just to see that for her. But if we can go on the journey with her, then you know, we like a journey.
There's no effort about it. She sounded like it was happening. She was put it out there and went.
Well, we've put it into the universe, so now it's going to happen.
Haley totally put it into the universe and said
Coming
that
to a venue.
me
near you.
and Gasoline and Matches are doing a co-headline, is what she said.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
I'm really looking forward to that.
And then we just
Truth,
got
mate.
all excited on the bus. We were like, oh my god, this sounds so cool. We're there right now. So what's the plans then for like going into 2026? Because we're actually nearly in
2026.
What?
You said 2026.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant 2026.
Yeah, you do have to plan early. I think at the moment.
Because musicians plan ahead.
But that's the first time you've watched that of the whole of
I
the
know,
drawing.
but like we're getting to the end of 2026. I'm like,
You do. You have
who's
to plan
asking
that
the
far.
questions here?
You do have to plan that far in advance. No, we're definitely the album, as we keep calling it, the collection of songs, music is gonna align with whatever shows we're having coming. We're at quite a lot of festivals this year, so you'll be seeing us around the country. And then we've just got to make a plan. Musicians are notoriously bad at planning things, though. We're creative, aren't we? So
See that, like to me, when I look at like when you put music and business together, for me, clash big time.
Yeah.
Because music is very creative.
It's
about
different types of
feelings.
people.
Yeah, and then business side, it's completely different, and it's sometimes nasty. Because, you know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not about feelings. It's not about
do
emotion.
you know,
it's not
it's
about
so
creation,
important though. So much of what we do is there's not necessarily an end goal. We love being on stage. I don't think there's ever going to be a day that I don't want to be on a stage. So every opportunity we get, we try and take. We just keep on moving forward, and it's just enjoying what you're doing at the time. You never know when your biggest gig's going to be. You never know, you know, when it's going to be that moment for you. So you just keep going and enjoying it.
There've been plenty of great moments over the years. Plenty. You know, DC captured one at C2C on the big entrance, and it's so lovely to watch back and just see the smiles on our faces because we'd worked so hard to get to that point. You know, we've been applying for years.
But if you treat your career as a destination, then you're never going to reach it, really, because
Gotta keep going.
you've got to keep going, and it really is that journey. So if you've got to soak in those moments, like seeing Kezia do that spotlight stage, I mean, we know she's
That
going
was
on
a
to
moment.
even bigger stages, but I mean, that's the sort of thing you just have to like really take a minute when you're doing it, because she can't ever recreate that same moment again. So it's the same for us when we have a moment here at Buckle and Boots when we're on a main stage. It's actually looking at that audience and just you take almost like a mental photograph of it. It's even better when you've got a photographer to actually capture the moment, but you just have to take the moment when it's there. Just enjoy it. So in answer to your question, politicians answer, music at some point, and we'll be out there on the road.
with Haley Jensen.
With Hayley Jensen. We've also
That's probably 2026.
we've talked a lot about Nashville Sounds though as well, but we have a great venue in Wolverhampton, and they're opening another venue in Birmingham called Rodeos. So we already are hosting a full band night there where we've had various artists come and guest. We'll be the band for the artists. So we've had people like Jake O'Neill, Pip Marsh, who else has come? Katie Hurt. We've had loads of
James
people.
Wish you were beer as well.
Yeah, Wish You a Beer, so that's the night. So, but Rodeos is opening in Birmingham as well, so we're hoping that we'll be able to keep on building that and just playing with playing with artists. And again, we're just trying to create a platform for people where we live. It's less far to drive them, so save the gasoline.
Now, I hope you're up for a little game.
Okay.
It's not a hard
Drinking game? No?
No, sorry. Unless you want to make it into a drink.
That's the pump one.
You can make it into, like, after every question you take a sip.
If you don't agree, one you have to drink.
If I don't want to answer it, I'll take a swig of a drink if I don't want to answer it.
Yeah, if you don't, well.
Okay, go, let's do it.
So it's
Quick
called
fire.
this or that, so it's just
Okay.
choosing between two things. Let's call them things. So it's either love or money.
Was that the first one?
Yes, love or money, yes.
Love.
Money. It was a sentence, I thought. I was supposed to go, I love money.
Someone did say that last year.
It's hilarious.
It's like somebody said to Bob Marley, how rich are you? And he said, how do you define rich?
Money can't buy you love.
Philosopher.
Possession? Or,
Can't buy me love.
yes.
Buckles or boots?
Boots.
I'm wearing my boots, so I'll have to go boots.
Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Main stage or paddock stage? Because you play both. As gasoline and matches.
Do you know what? Paddock stage holds a place in our hearts because it was the first time we performed here. But I always want to be on a main stage. I like a big room. I like being able to see the bar at the back of the room and see what people are ordering me.
Ordering you specifically? I thought you wanted to see them just to see
I'll
when people
usually
were
get-
reacting
I'll
to
usually
your,
get handed a
your
shot.
stage.
Not by will.
No, main stage because it's big enough to hold our full band and make some loud noises. So.
Yeah.
And you do. You make loud noises as a two, never mind a full band. Singing or songwriting?
Singing.
Songwriting.
Singing.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you play any other instruments?
Yep.
What do you play?
Not well.
Some piano, drums.
I started out my career as a musician. My hands weren't big enough for the guitar, and my dad told me I needed to learn to read music. So they got me on the flute.
So then the next
Don't whip a
question,
flute out and ask me to play it.
flute or guitar? You probably choose
Guitar.
So it's
guitar.
gonna be a flip
A piano
side.
and guitar? You probably say guitar.
A guitar, yeah.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Acoustical electric.
Electric.
Electric. Acoustic for me.
Try and picture me. Try and picture me as a 7-year-old watching Back to the Future in the cinema in the Johnny B. Good
Yeah.
section when he's.
You know, it's weird. I'm just trying. Every time I search for gasoline and matches, just random thought process here. It doesn't come up with your profile. It comes up with loads of different like.
I think because we always have the ampersand, and I think if you type that in, you'll find us easier.
Is that what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah. Total.
Which one?
So see straight away. Type in gasoline. We should cut that.
Very cool. Tacos or Thai?
Tacos.
Thai.
What? No way. No way. He's lying.
So you won't be going to joint dinner this evening then?
Well, the
We'll
brilliant
have
thing
a
is
Thai. We'll be
we
in the
can do
middle.
Thai and tacos.
Give me a Thai curry over.
What about Thai taco? Taco Thai.
Give me a Thai curry over Doritos any day.
Whatever.
Curry or curry or Chinese?
Chinese.
If I'm going out for a meal, I'd go for a curry. But if I'm ordering a takeaway, Chinese.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
50-50.
Absolutely sweet. He loves sugar. He's a sugar man.
Shall I savoury with sweet?
He's my sugar daddy.
Well, I mean savoury as well. I love it. I love it all.
You just love food.
I like cheese, so
Give me a piece of toast and then I have to have a Kit Kat. You know.
Right, here goes.
classic combo.
Well, don't know if these are going to be hard or not. Be interesting to see. It's always interesting. Afraid to fall, or could have been a love song?
Could have been a love song.
Afraid to fall.
Oh.
You just didn't still. Never have I ever, or not into country.
Never have I ever.
Not into country.
No, no, no.
If you want to stay, or patient wolves.
Patient
If you want to
wolves.
stay.
They're in sync.
Fool's gold or tequila's a healer together now.
Fool's gold.
Tequila's a healer.
That's a special one though for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I like them both though. Actually, honestly, Fool's Gold is really fun to play live. But
See, for me, Not Into Country was the first track we laid down as a band. When I heard that mix back, I knew we were onto something special.
yeah.
Fool's Gold came after and stuff, but like the first one we laid down was Not Into Country.
But Fool's Gold for me is the story behind it, because it's very much about like not staying in a box, not staying somewhere that someone tells you, or doing something just because you've been told to do it. So the kind of the meaning behind that song, I really stand by. I'd just quit my job. I'd just gone full time as a musician back then. But Tequila's a Healer, sentimental to a lot of people. I have a lot of people in tears when I've performed that song. So I think that one, as a songwriter, you want to move someone, and I do think that's the one song that I know often, you know, I can visually see that they're moved by it. So whether they've just moved to the bar because they want some tequila, I don't know. But no.
But it's a very clever kind of title, and like Tequila's a Healer, and just the chorus as well. It's just
Tequila is a healer. I stand by that. It numbs all the feelings on the night.
It's not a healer when you're carrying your
But
girlfriend out the bar.
you're not healing if you're numb, though, are you?
No comment. I think with alcohol in general, I think it just takes away. Sometimes it just takes the edge off things, doesn't it? You know.
I think that's what music does big time for me. Like I think it's the most healthiest way of releasing emotions. Like if you don't specifically talk to someone, or you don't feel that you can talk to someone about it, there'll be a song you can play, or there'll be something that you can just sit and listen to cry or
And
to
the
laugh.
challenge for a songwriter is writing a song that someone hasn't already written, because I feel like there's a song for every emotion already. So it's a challenge to try and say something in a different way to someone else.
Well, I could talk for hours, but
We just did.
sadly, we've come to the end. Where can people find out more about gasoline matches, not the fire?
Steve's on OnlyFans. He's not. I don't think he is. I jokingly always say that.
Yeah, I don't people on OnlyFans look
But-
for Arnie Steve or something.
No, but I would say the best place to find us, social media, really. You know, catch us up. We post as much as we can on the Instagram. We're on Facebook. You know, come and find us in Birmingham, Nashville Sounds. That's going throughout the year. bmusic.co.uk. If you go on there, type in Nashville Sounds, you'll see all of the dates pretty much for the year. We've got a few bonus ones popping up as well. But
Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome
you, guys.
song. We love you so much. That's a wrap. Probably from Mocha Sessions, Buckle and Boots 2025. Gasoline and Matches!